Hello and welcome, friends. I wanted to chat a little bit today about this full moon in Cancer. I am particularly close to the full moon in Cancer because I have a moon in Cancer. I am not an astrologer, but I do connect with certain full moons, almost every full moon, but certain moons I can feel stronger than others. And this one has been really, really beautiful. And it's an energy that's pulling me so profoundly that I just felt this tug to record a video. So, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Laura Mazzotta. I am a holistic therapist of 20 years and an Akashic Records channel. And I love connecting with the different energies that arrive in the cosmos, in the 3D, and other dimensions as I continue to soften and open to universal energy. I find this really beautiful alchemy that occurs between the cosmos and what's unfolding on our planet. So today, I just want to connect with and talk about this Cancer moon. And what's really beautiful is that this Cancer moon is happening in Capricorn season. And the beauty of that is that Capricorn is very grounding and structured and practical. And it's almost like holding this anchor and this tether for this Cancerian energy to flow and just be super feminine and find her way, right? And that's really a lot of what this energy is about. It's about allowing yourself to find your way and not in a forceful, I'm setting an intention and I'm going for it, action taking kind of energy, but in this really soft, immersive, um, allowing. And what that's really coming from is a deep nourishment and nurturance of ourselves, and not just our inner world and our physical body, but also our immediate environment, being our homes and our closest relationships. And so it's really allowing yourself to tune into, how am I being guided to be of service to the people and environments that are closest to me right now? Putting your ego aside, putting your preferences aside, where are you being guided to interact, to soften in your presence, to soften in your response, and just how your energy presents with the people around you that are closest to you? And I find that some people are responding to this energy by kind of nesting, connecting closely to their loved ones and staying in their home and cleaning out closets and cleaning out drawers. I've been doing a little bit of that myself and just kind of being super low key and focusing on the microcosm. And I find that some people are really using this energy as an opportunity to be with all of their emotions. I actually just did a free intensive in my Facebook group, the expansion portal, called A Taste of Vitality. And the first day, the first module was about being with all of you. And I'm just seeing this theme coming up a lot in the energy right now. And it's just really about saying, hey, Cancer is the ultimate mother of the zodiac, and the moon is at home in Cancer. And so, when she's in this space, it's really an invitation to mother ourselves, to parent ourselves, to be compassionate to ourselves. When any of those little tantruming aspects or confused or unsettled aspects of ourselves are coming forward. And I find, honestly, I am obsessed with this energy right now, obsessed, because anything that's coming forward within me is being met with this crazy level of tenderness and patience and like this really, really calm, unwavering witnessing of what's coming up. Like it's a different feeling than how I usually move through the emotional experience, you know? There's a couple different ways I do that. One of them being, emotions come up and I just allow them to be here and I say, you're welcome here. And I sit with them in kind of like a round table with source. And I just allow um, this part of me to be, to express itself however it wants, to kind of have its voice, to have its space and its opportunity. So that's one way. And another way is just letting myself, like almost focusing on it until it peaks. And this could be through journaling, or this could be through just breathing into it and just giving it center stage, and allowing it to just grow into its largest form. And then it always ultimately dissipates, right? And so there's a couple ways I usually do that, but sometimes it feels a little bit more uncomfortable from a human perspective, right? But this one, is there a little discomfort involved? Yeah, sometimes when those feelings come up, but it feels like it's coming forward to this really almost like a Mother Mary energy, right? Like this just really tender, any energy that's going to come up to this tender energy is going to go, ah, just almost instantaneous soothing. And so I ask you to really just tune into that feeling of deep, deep relief, that deep, deep tenderness and compassion. That think about like the most tender person or being that you've ever connected with, and allow that energy to be omnipresent right now, like the center of everything, like the veil that's just coating your entire field at this time, so that anything that comes up can just soften in its presence. And that doesn't mean it goes away. It doesn't mean it's dismissed. It's just seen. All of you is seen, but it's kind of like this automatic soothing, right? So that's the strongest energy that I'm feeling with this moon. And there's a couple of other astrological aspects that are present. Jupiter is a big one, which is really kind of like a steroid planet, like putting everything we're feeling on steroids. Um, but it's also the planet of good luck and fortune, which is probably another reason I'm feeling this so strongly, because that planet is the ruler of my birth chart. But but yeah, it's beautiful because when we think about Jupiter and we think about good fortune and we think about abundance, there's so many stories that can come up with that in our minds. And really, what is abundance? It is the highest form of just love and intimacy that we can receive and immerse in the universe. And so I really love it because when we witness this really like tender maternal energy, that's very present for us, that we can access so easily and resource so naturally right now, we get to feel that that's actually what abundance feels like. Like when I tune into the frequency of abundance, it's very soothing and centered and calm for me. It's a very soft energy. And some people, and abundance, I'm speaking about abundance in general, like abundance of health, abundance of joy, abundance of energy, abundance of wealth is another one. But a lot of people just think of abundance in terms of wealth. And what's cool is that the last few times that I've really connected to money, what I've found is that the frequency of money is really the same as that of love. I mean, I've known that for a very long time, but I've been able to really feel how much the energy of money is really this very, very nurturing and nourishing and just soft energy, right? So it's like allowing yourself to sink into that and knowing that that's going to be supercharged with Jupiter in place. And the other planets that we have Vesta, which is an asteroid, and she's the goddess of hearth and home. So again, having her energy here with the maternal Cancerian energy is wild, right? It's wild because that's all about nourishing and nurturing your home. Your body is your home. Your heart is your home. Your physical home is your home. The planet is your home. Your soul is your home, right? And so it's being able to really connect with and nurture these aspects of home, or whichever aspect of home feels the most aligned to you. And just don't try to do all of it, right? Just pick one. Like for me, it's just been honestly just allowing this tender maternal energy to be here and to embody it as deeply as possible. And what I wrote down the other day in my journal was, I am a witness. Like I'm just a witness to everything that's unfolding. I don't have to comment. I don't have to respond. I don't have to give advice. I can literally just witness. And if I'm requested or invited to offer something, I absolutely will. But it's always going to be from a place of witnessing, accepting, and reflecting what is coming up in someone else or in the environment, and just fully appreciating and honoring their share, their experience for what it is, and not allowing it to mean anything about me, impacting me in any way, shape, or form, because I get to stay in this space of tenderness and I get to stay unwavering in that for as long as I desire. So that's just a really cool aspect that's been coming forward for me, but you can choose whichever one you desire to connect with. And then we also have Mercury, who's part of this. And Mercury is the planet of communication. And I believe Mercury is still in retrograde. You can correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I'm pretty sure Mercury is still in retrograde, which can mean that our communication feels more challenging. So it's more of a reason to be a witness and say less, right? Like you don't have to share all the things. This can be actually a time of planting more seeds and gathering more energetic data from the interactions you're having and the experiences you're going through right now, and trusting that all of that is getting woven, right? It's all getting woven into your ultimate knowing and your ultimate unfolding. And that is a really beautiful thing to trust more deeply. And that's something that I think we're always working toward when we're on this path, right? Is trusting more deeply. And it's something we're being invited into more and more as things unfold in our lives and as we learn more and more about aligning with the frequency of source and the frequency of our soul and the frequency of the universe. So let's just take a deep breath together, close our eyes, allow your shoulders to fall back and down, place a hand in the heart space. I just want you to feel into your heart beating and your breath moving for a moment. And just repeat after me. I am home. I am home. I am here. I am present. I am whole. I am beautiful. I am deeply loved. I am held. I am free. I am anchored. And I am well. Take a deep breath here. Open your eyes whenever you're ready. I have felt very strongly, and this is one of the reasons why I did the intensive in my Facebook group, is I've never really been a big New Year's person. Like I've never really been like, oh, clean slate, new year, let's set intentions for the new year. I typically pick a word for the year. I don't even remember. Oh, my word for this year was discipline. I've done an excellent job with that. Um, but I usually pick a word for the year. I have not picked one for 2024 yet. It usually just arrives for me. But I've been feeling this the whole month of December again, which is why I did that series, because I really do feel a huge shift in the energy moving from 2023 to 2024 this time. Like it really feels like a completely new level of awakening, a completely new level of opening in a soft, tender way to who we truly are, a more loving expression. And all of this comes from anchoring in the true nature of ourselves, right? And that's one of the things that I was taking people through an energetic and spiritual practice in this intensive that I did, was releasing any stories that are not yours once and for all. Now, does that mean you're going to get rid of all of them forever? No. I mean, we are human beings. We have minds that are active, and 95% of that is subconscious. So we're still going to be uncovering things. But this one is like a huge purge, kind of like a spring cleaning, where you're just like, all right, let's just get it all out of here, sister. Right? It's kind of where we are right now. It's like, where are those belief systems that you think have been yours, but are really not? And that's a lot of what I noticed in the month of December was like these things that were coming up for me that I truly thought were mine. And then I realized, oh my goodness, like that that doesn't match with my soul's essence. That doesn't match with what my soul wants, right? And really being able to clearly delineate between my soul and my human experience in this lifetime, right? Because yes, my soul has incarnated in this lifetime, but it has a much bigger purpose, right? And so being able to discern between those two much more clearly has just been a really beautiful unfolding. And obviously, that's been happening over the course of time and it will continue to. But it's like just so cool to be able to see new aspects of myself, right? And be able to witness new layers of who I've really probably always wanted to be, right? And so that's kind of an invitation that I'm putting out to you and a seed I'm planting to just consider. Um, the belief systems that you're holding don't, if they make you feel restricted or trapped in some way, and that's kind of what was coming up for me, like if they make you feel restricted or tight or um, less expansive and free and adventurous and excited and exploratory, then they're not a match for your soul. And that doesn't mean you need to change them immediately. You're probably like, well, I'm in a job that makes me feel that way, Laura, right? It doesn't mean you need to change them immediately, but that's the other piece with this energy is taking it a step at a time, right? Be gentle. Find the pace of your nervous system. It's not just like, well, this is what my soul wants, so screw the human. I'm going, right? Like we want to co-create with both our human form and our soul's guidance. And so it's being able to put those two together and saying, okay, I know where my soul wants to go and I know where it's headed. Um, and I get to take that at a pace that feels doable for the human. That feels like, okay, I'm going to honor my nervous system, but I'm also going to take myself to that edge, that limit in my nervous system, and go just a little bit further, just to show my nervous system we're here for growth. I'm not going to push you too hard, but we're here for growth. We're just going to take one step further because this is where we're going and it's massively important to me and I've got you. I'm holding you, nervous system. I love you. I'm here for you. And thank you for protecting me, for keeping me safe, for being here all of these years. But I also know it's safe to take this step. And it's so important because I promise you, as you're anchored in this foundation of yourself, man, are you going to soar in 2024 and beyond. You really are. So, and I don't like to make predictions for years, for anything. Honestly, I don't like to make predictions because I really feel that that becomes like a self-fulfilling prophecy in the brain where we're just like, oh, well, this happened because I knew it was going to happen. And granted, yeah, that's great for manifestation to a degree, but I also think that, manifestation can get us caught in this trap of us humans just trying to get what we want. And that's not the point of the spiritual path. The point of the spiritual path, particularly this full moon, is where am I being guided? Where am I meant to be of service? I have a couple of relationships in my life that just feel like, oh, frustration a decent amount of the time. And so it's being able to say, like, it's not about me, right? And it's not about my egoic preferences. So right now, is this going to be forever? No. Again, I'm human right now. I am placing those egoic preferences on the side table as I allow myself to be led by this tender maternal energy and to embody this tender maternal energy. And I'm just going to allow this unfolding to have its space and its season. And then just allow myself to be guided to whatever season I'm meant to move into next. So share below how you're feeling for this full moon. Share what resonated the most. Put it down into form by placing it in writing, because when we give something 3D space, that's when we know that that energy is being seen and it's being captured and it's being honored and revered for being in your field. So thank you for receiving this. I truly did not know what I was going to be discussing when I came on this video today. I just felt really drawn to speak about this energy because it's been a gorgeous, gorgeous full moon energy. And we're still in this most likely through the end of this week for the most part, because we're also on the heels of Christmas and the solstice and coming around to a new year. So there's a lot of energy right now to be resourced and to be embodied. And if you need any help, reach out to me. My Vitality program, which is really all about integrating the spiritual and the human, is starting on January 11th. So you can check that out in the link in the descriptions here. You're also welcome to jump on a one-on-one with me and I can do a vibrational assessment for you. It's only $97 for 15 to 20 minutes together. And I'm just going to read your field and really give guidance to you as to, what's coming up, where you're meant to be really focusing right now based on what your soul's communicating, and really just give you a safe space to be seen for a short period of time. So I'll put that link in the description as well. Make sure to like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell if you'd like to be notified of Akashic updates, meditations, tapping videos, and any other juicy Akashic stuff that I place on this lovely channel. Thank you again for being here and being part of this community, and I will see you very soon. Happy full moon in Cancer.